Zeb probably had it up. It's on the side. Yes, right.
Or it's all the way up.
You just have
Me.
Let me see. I done messed it up. There we go. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, is my phone live?
Is it not showing?
It says waiting.
Huh.
Oh wait, no, hold on. Let me try it. Nope, it's live.
Okay, good. And that has a stand on it if it's better for you. Like it just kind of props up. Totally up to you though.
It's gonna make me watch a commercial.
Oh,
I love
are
it.
you serious?
Yes. All right. All right, I think we're good to go. Hey guys, it's Car from Enchanted Vines, and I am designing here live from TMI. I have my girl Tiffany with me. Hi, Tiffany. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. So today I'm like a kid in a candy shop because I get to shop all the things. So I'm super excited because I found this giant basket. We're gonna do a very large, oversized hanging floral basket. So I've been loving the baskets this year. They've been selling pretty quickly out of my shop, so I thought this would be a great opportunity to do some experimenting. So if you're hopping on, we are live on YouTube on this camera, and then we are live on Facebook, right, Tiff?
Yes, ma'am.
On this camera. So if you see me going back and forth, that is why. All right, so to start, we're gonna be using, again, this basket. It has 2 wire hooks in the back, so you can secure it that way, or you can always, put a tie on and hang it from a loop. So there are several of these in stock. I don't know how many, but there's definitely at least like another 5 or 6 on the floor that I can see. So let's see. Ah, Lucia, hello, my dear. Miss Sparkles, nice to see you. And we have Miss Kim. How are you ladies doing? So because we have everything at our fingertips here, we're using this boxwood sheet. I've never used this before, but instead of taking, all sorts of materials to kind of backfill this from the bottom because there's just so much to fill, we're gonna take this sheet and we're gonna use it to just fill from the bottom up and then also fill in all of these gaps. Okay, so let me just clip the tag off of this. All right, and these are great. Like you've seen these probably at like salons and things like that. People use these to decorate their walls. So what we're gonna do is we are going to fold the bottom up because again, we want it to eat up some of the space here. And then we're gonna stuff it in the bottom of the basket. And we just wanna make sure that we're covering everything in the front because we're gonna be using this foam block. And obviously the foam block does not look natural. We want to make sure it's nicely covered. So look how easy that is, because normally I'm using like the Spanish moss, which is messy, and even though a little goes a long way, it is a bit of work, whereas this is just one giant piece. I think these are usually like, I want to say this is like $13 or $14 for this one piece, but then if you're using promo code CARA20, it's 20% off your entire purchase. So math is not my strong suit, but you can use a calculator. All right, so we have our basket prepped very quickly. And now Lori just gave me this ginormous foam block. So we're gonna put this in, making sure that we're not putting it ahead of our boxwood. And I can't see the comments on Facebook yet. Tiffany is going to help me in just a sec. A lot going on. We have several designers here. We have Angela from Barrel of Wreaths. We have Misty. We have Ashley's here. We have Kayla. Whole gang's here.
Not everything on top of this. All in the box.
This is going to be really pretty, Kim. It's going to be very, very bright and bold. I'm wrestling with this a little bit.
No, this is good.
All right, so here we go. Covered in moss. Okay, and we're gonna start off with our green. Let me see.
Don't start counting stuff.
I'm gonna stand this up like this. Okay. So even though ficus is normally my go-to, we're gonna start off with this. It's kind of a lime green foliage. All right, and we could either cut this into pieces, you know, like how we break down foliage where we kind of split it up 1, 2, 3. Or what I think we can do with this is we can just cut it kind of more towards the base and leave it in one piece. Let's just see how this works. Oh, it's rose leaf. Thank you, Kim. You have great timing. All right. I was like, I don't know what this foliage is called. All right, so we'll put our first piece in here. Okay, we're kind of anchor it off to the side. And whenever we're doing these floral baskets, we have to just be mindful of if they become too top heavy, then they're gonna lean forward. So when we're putting things in, we do wanna have them more towards the back. Okay, so we're gonna do our other one towards the side. And everything's really malleable, so you're gonna bend things just however you see fit. Let's see. This is a huge basket.
Back of my car.
And I'm on a very small iPad, so it's hard to read your comments, so I might need Tiffany to help me with that too. All right, and then we're gonna put one right in the middle. So yeah, it could hang on a wall. It could definitely go on a floor. Not in my house because the dogs just seem to eat everything. So yes, this rose foliage, rose leaf foliage, it comes in all different colors. So they have it in like a pink, a purple, different shades of green. So it really can work for really any holiday, any time of year. All right, and then let's put one right in the middle. And you can also build this as big or as small as you want. I'm kind of a go big or go home girl. Carol, if you're on, if you know, you know. So doing things small isn't necessarily in my wheelhouse. So this is definitely going to be bigger than me. That's my guess. All right, but these floral baskets do come together very, very quickly. And so yeah, if you do shop on the website, which again, tmigifts.com, you can just check out all the different variations of rose leaf that they have. All right. Next we're gonna go in, we wanna work on our height first. So we're gonna be going in with some Bells of Ireland. Love Bells of Ireland, reminds me of my grandmother, Grammy Donovan. So props to her. I'm gonna put some of this in the back. Hello, Ashley.
Hello, my special bestie friend.
Yes. I can't read the comments on Facebook. So
You're good.
all right, great. Thank you.
That's really pretty. Where in the world?
I know.
I
There's a
did
few over
not
there.
see that.
I don't know if there's any out back, but there's a few out on the floor.
Gorgeous.
So I am loving it. I'm feeling very, very short.
Yeah, no kidding.
All right. So let's have these as our 3 points of height right now. So we'll do one in the middle. Here. Again, I have to be mindful to keep them towards the back. And then let's just do one going out towards either side. And if you're someone who does workshops or you're someone who wants to teach online, these are nice. I mean, this obviously is a little bit of an oversized project to do, but if you were doing it on a smaller scale, it's nice because you can teach and it's something you can kind of have on your table and be able to normally answer questions. Like I'm blind, so doing this on a small iPad is not ideal for me, but it is a great way to be able to actually check in with people and answer their questions while you're designing. I'm gonna do one right to the side. And just to show you the block inside, it does not need to be filling the whole space. It just needs, like, I mean, this has probably 6 to 8 inches of coverage, and that's plenty to do this design. Now, I like to start with the biggest blooms first, okay? And I design with these all the time, but I was like, what would be more appropriate than to design with these here? Because last year I stocked up on these. I'm not sure what the price is this year, but for the value, these guys are amazing, okay? So these peonies are gorgeous. They're incredibly durable. Their color is super saturated, and they have them in several different colors. So they have them in cream. They have like a watermelon, a buttered cream yellow. So I always encourage these, okay? These to me are just something that you can use for spring, summer, Halloween. Like they're not going to go out of style, and they're just like a classic design. Classic design bloom. Hey, are you able to make the font on that bigger? It's just little baby font. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start this highest. I'm gonna make my foliage go in a little bit more.
Says gorgeous. Hey, Kim.
We all know Kim.
Lori is again. Look at that basket. Does it hang on the wall? Does it sit on the floor?
Anywhere. Yes, it could definitely sit on the floor. I mean, I could see this, yes, in any room on a wall. It could definitely be a focal point. And you could do this anywhere. Like, I mean, you could do it with like the blue and green hydrangea. It's just one of those beautiful statement pieces.
I like how you put the boxwood down in it.
It's much easier, honestly. I'm gonna give this a little trim. It's the Spanish moss. And even though I'm covered in foam, this was I'm spending 20 minutes wrestling with the moss. And really, if you didn't want to glue, like I'm not gluing right now, you could totally just pop this block off and then every different season change it out. If you want to do something for Christmas, Easter, any of that stuff, or just pop out holiday elements. So say you want to put in Easter eggs at spring and then take them out and just have it be, you know, a seasonal item versus holiday. You could definitely do that. It's a little too tall. That's better. All right, so we have 5 of these peony blooms. So I'm gonna start with 2 in the back. And I'm just gonna space them out. 1, and then 2. And then the way I'm envisioning this, I'm just kind of thinking of 3 rows. So we're gonna do, this is kind of our back row. So 1, 2. And then we don't want them just like in a line. We want them kind of in nature. So everything's kind of like staggered and a little bit messy. So for the next row, we're gonna have them 1, and then 2. And then in our very first row, we're gonna have one right in the middle. Okay, so you can see how much like this one bush of flowers took up for space, okay, and for color. There's just designers running everywhere.
Literally.
Makes you wonder what's going on. Sorry. Bye guys. All right, now we're gonna go in with our, let's see, our next size bloom, which we're gonna go with these hot pink hydrangea, which I think these are a newer item. Yeah. I grabbed these from the warehouse.
Okay.
Is that okay from that last time?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll let Lori know.
Okay.
The pin. Mhm.
Okay.
I'll let her know just in case there's a difference. I don't know.
All right. Yes, the magenta or like fuchsia, those are my favorite. I've been using these all season. I stocked up last year and I have zero regrets for my hoarding of those. Yes, we're definitely going to be draping some, Lori. You know me so well. A little bit of drama. I would save the drama for my mama, but she has really had enough of it at this point in her life. She has made that very clear. Very clear to me. All right, so again, we're gonna be alternating with our flowers, and I like to just try and do things kind of systematically, only so that we have balance. The ADHD is real, so if I don't do it that way, I'm gonna forget. And then the balance will be gone. So again, I'm trying to just alternate. We have some in the middle, and then we're going side to side. And then the side here. And one in the middle. So we haven't even used a whole lot of materials, but already our basket is filling up nicely. I pulled a lot of things. There's a lot of color. A lot of color coming our way. All right, so this I think is a new product. I hadn't seen this before, and these may or may not be Real Touch, but these blue hydrangea, they're like these little small buds. Oh, you're good. So as we're doing this, will they see the tag numbers after, Tiffany?
So what I can do is I can actually go ahead and comment them, or actually I can get them together and I'll put a list with the links in the comments
Okay.
right after you're done.
Okay.
Because all my devices are held up right now. Or do you want me to comment them as we go?
No. Do it.
Okay.
I'm just asking. So
Yes,
I can,
I'll put it all in the links for them.
All right. So yeah, when we're done, Tiffany is going to be posting the SKU numbers. For if there's any products that you're interested in, again, promo code CAR20, save 20%. 20% more you can also purchase. Let's see, Green Eyed Butterfly Designs. Hi, Amber. Amber, where are you in your travels? Hello, Jackie. How are you, my friend? And yes, Amber, you know I'm bringing the drama. Come on, hello. And Kim's always bringing the drama too. It's just always fun drama. Do we have anybody else? I know Amber is on her way down. Amber, are you traveling with someone? Did I hear when you were talking with Misty earlier? Or are you driving solo? I know you are a bit of a solo creature, which I respect. So we could break these up, and I know people like to use their floral pick machines. I think for this, we can just put these in on one stem, and then we can really just bend these so that they go whichever way we want them to, just to separate them. I'll just see. So we have some filigrees too, but we can just kind of have these all going off in different airy directions. That's one. Let's see. Hey Barbara, how are you? Oh, I'm glad you're liking the florals, Jackie. Oh, I'm so glad you're liking the design. I know it's a little bit, you know, it's shocking to think I didn't think this through, but it is a little hard to see what it says high up. Let's see. You're gonna have a blast. Oh my gosh, we're already having a blast. We're having a little too much fun, and getting to stay with Ashley is just a treat.
Have y'all got to stay together before? Well, y'all did. Y'all did the.
We did. We were in different hotel rooms, so like we're actually like
Together.
roomies. Yes. getting to wake up and have coffee with her in the morning is so fun. So yes, so this morning we had our coffee together, but I bought this iced coffee that was more like chocolate milk. So they'd said there was like a coffee shop like right next door. So I pulled it up on my phone and it said it was like 200 feet away. So I was like, Ashley, I'm just gonna run to the coffee shop. And she's like, okay, I'll just wait for you in the car. And so I started walking and it said it was again 200 feet. And then I'm walking and it's like, it's another 300 feet. So I'm just kind of like walking down this road and there just was no coffee shop. I just kept going because I'm like, you know what? If Google Maps says that there's a coffee shop, there's a coffee shop. And as I'm going down the road, all of a sudden the car stops and it's Jessica from TMI Gifts. And she's like, Cara? And I'm like, hey. She's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm going to the coffee shop. She's like, get in the car. So she's like, basically I was walking down a highway like where I wasn't supposed to be. And she's like, the coffee shop was like right next to your Airbnb. And I was like, I felt like it was like when my mom, if my mom caught me sneaking out of the house, she's like, what are you doing here? I was like, oh. That was my adventure for the day. But I'm sure there's more to come. For sure. Yes, I am definitely going to be getting more of these hydrangeas. These are so beautiful. And they're so lifelike. They're not like the blue and green. They've got that purple tinge to them. So, so pretty. And hydrangeas are just a classic. I think there are certain flowers that people are just super familiar with. Like they love their peonies. They love their ranunculus, and they love their hydrangea. And when you find a really nice one like these, then you've got a great seller on your hands. Let's see. We need. Oh, good morning. Hey, Renee, how are you? I love that I can see some words and not the others. I'm so sorry. I know, these peonies are my favorite. My favorite. I would always keep these on hand and all the different colors too. These just speak to me the most because they just blend, or they kind of like pop against so many different things for so many different seasons. So these are another element that I've only purchased once and I've been waiting to get more. So this is their gypsum or their baby's breath. Okay, so they have it, let me put this down for a sec. They have this in a bunch of colors. Okay, so they have this in like the hot pink, okay? And they also have it in this blue. I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna use it yet, but I wanted to pull it. Better to have more than less. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you think we should put the blue in, or do you think it's kind of like too much? I do also want to incorporate these orange. So if you've seen, sometimes when I'm doing wholesale, I order these cabbage roses from Pioneer, and I love them, but not everybody can order, not everybody can order from wholesale companies because you need to have, your EIN number, and not everybody has that, if you're starting off or you're just not interested in, registering your business. So this is a fantastic option. Can't remember the pricing off the top of my head, but these were really, really reasonably priced. So this is a perfect substitute for that. Same idea, you've got kind of the peach, like the peachier outside, and then the inside is more of that like orangey, yellowish color. So it's just like the sunset to me. So beautiful. And then what the other one doesn't have that this does is like all of those textured pieces, which I love because when you have those textured pieces, it's kind of like they're taking all the guesswork out for you. You don't have to buy another bush of, foliage or berries or any of that stuff. So this kind of has something that looks like thistles to it. It has some rose leaves. Okay, so this is another great find here.
I got those at $5.95.
$5.95?
And then 20% off makes it even better.
So $5.95 before the discount. And actually they do have these in several other colors too. See, I'm gonna be shopping. I cannot wait to shop. You might wanna shop before I shop because let me tell you, I was getting like the tingles yesterday when we were walking through the shop in the warehouse, and I'm like, Ashley, are you getting impulsive? Because I'm getting impulsive. She's like, see those things in your head. And I'm like, all right, but I am. I'm getting real excited. Real excited. All right, so let's add these in. So I want to cut these as long as I can because clearly our basket is getting to be monstrous in size. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So yes, I think, you know, when it comes to what your aesthetic is or who your perfect buyer is, I think that there's somebody out there for everyone. So I wouldn't push yourself to sell things that you don't like. You know, I think that, say you like, you know, the style of, you know, what they sell in like Target. Like, you know, there's certain celebrities who make certain style things, and they're beautiful, and you know, they're kind of like that farmhouse chic look. I think that's beautiful. It's just not something that brings me a ton of joy to make. It's not really my style for my home, and again, nothing wrong with that. But I like to bring things that like I get excited about. It doesn't mean it's for everybody. This definitely is not for everybody. Let's be honest, I'm definitely not for everybody. But I want to create things that bring me joy, and hopefully that attracts the kind of customer that I'm looking to serve. So you don't need to follow hard and fast rules. If it's something that you think is beautiful, then that's what matters, and that's going to help you stand out from a different designer. I'm like scoring 100 right now. Like, you can't even see the basketball action that's happening right now. I know, 20% off, Cara 20. Look at you, Kim. You are like the best hype woman. Thank you. Yes, that code is money. No one uses that code as much as I do. I love it. All right. Let's see. Do a little judging. 5'3" of me cannot see this far up. Can I take this down?
Yes, absolutely.
Without like tearing everything apart? Okay. Sometimes you just don't realize. Okay. Hopefully you guys can still see. I'm going to move this back and forth, but while I'm putting these guys in, I just want to be able to get some perspective here. All right, so I am loving these pops of orange. This to me is just so cheery. And then if you do have pieces that are not tall enough or long enough, let's see what Lori's got back here. Actually, she's got a steel pick machine. Let's see if I can actually do it. I always mess this up at home. Probably gonna mess it up here. No, I am messing it up here. Hold on, just got a second one. It's one of those things where you're like cooking in someone else's kitchen. Find stuff. Get some wire. Sorry guys, bear with me for like 2 seconds. I'm just gonna have to make do.
Get into YouTube right now, and I'm gonna start commenting your posts.
Thank you. So yes, if you don't hear it hitting the foam block, it is not in. Make sure you hit that. Hear that satisfying satisfying nails on a chalkboard kind of sound. All right. Next up, let's see, let's work on our greenery and separate some of our florals. Let's go with some beaded grass, 'cause we always love that. Oh no, actually, let's do this first. And I think this is a newer greenery to TMI Gifts. And we're gonna be using a bunch of this at the Derby. I know that Ashley and I are gonna be designing with this, and I think there are other versions of it. I think there's like a garland version that Angela's gonna be using as well.
There's 2 different colors of it, or 3 different colors as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There's like a green, dark green, and then like a, what'd you call it, variegated?
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so Tiffany's saying there's 3 different shades of this. Tiffany knows all. You do. You're like the wizard. So which one is this? Is this variegated or is this dark
I
green?
think it's the dark green.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna start towards the back. Going with our taller pieces. And start right in the middle. Go off to the side. And go to the other side. Make sure we're keeping everything balanced. Thank you. All right, and now here we can take some and we can drape it down the front. So because everything is, again, so malleable, we can even take this and put it through the slots or the slats in the front of the basket, as long as we hear it go through that foam block. Okay, so we put it through and then just give it a bend. So just going in the complete opposite direction. But again, we want to make sure that it's in the block. So let's do a little higher up. Just want to make sure all the mechanics are hidden. Go. We can go a little higher up. Same thing. Make sure you hear it hitting the foam. Give it a nice hard bend. Okay. And let's see what else. And so sometimes I glue as I go, and sometimes I wait until the end. So it's up to you, like if you aren't exactly sure of your placement or you're not sure where your design's going, sometimes it's nice to just hold off. Or if you just like to glue and go and not have to second guess yourself, it really kind of all depends on the mood. And if it's something I'm making for my own home, sometimes I just don't want to glue it because I know the next season I'm going to want something totally different and I don't want to kind of like have all my stems covered in glue. So it's whatever you're most comfortable with. All right, and then I think this is new as well, right?
Yes.
And this I love. Gonna be using a lot of this on Friday morning as well. I'm not sure what this greenery is, but I love it because it has this little detail on the ends of the tips as well. So it's got like a nice springy green, and then the tips, it's almost like an ombre. It's got that light green. And Tiffany is right in there with all the answers. Thank you.
Sorry, I hope I'm not like bombarding your chat.
No. Inquiring minds want to know. We appreciate all you do, Tiffany. You know that. And then when we have like so many blooms in such a concentrated area, it's nice to just break them up with some greenery, because we want to make sure that each of the blooms and all the details and everything, that it gets some separation, so it's not just like one big lump of colors. So I like to take some greens and just, I call them disruptors, and just kind of disrupt that space so that we can really get a sense of what we're looking at. Like, that's the beauty of texture. If you think about when you see art in a museum or art anywhere, there's certain pieces that you just kind of like walk by and you don't really think too much about, and then there are certain things that you kind of want to really think about and process. And so when you have a whole lot of detail and texture, it is something that makes your brain kind of want to stop and think and process. And so we want every detail that we can to show and to shine. Do you know, what is the name of this greenery?
Where is the cut? Oh, thank you.
Welcome. And greenery is also nice because if you think about if you're walking through the woods or even like an English garden, not everything grows in like nice straight rows, all neat and tidy. Everything is kind of just growing in and of each other, which is always just like such a beautiful way of seeing things in nature.
Clematis leaf bush.
Clematis leaf, okay. Look at that, they make everything into a leaf, the foliage. Love it. All right, so let's use one more bush of this. This is a good one for spring, summer. It's a good one to stock up on. And there are, let's see, 1, 2. So there's 5 pieces, or like 5 branches, but then on each branch there's 3 stems of each. So a little goes a long way. So you could just then spread them out. You could even break them up if you wanted to.
Look at Kim in the chat.
What's Kim up to?
She's telling your code.
Kim
I love
is
it.
the best.
She is the best.
Now
I'm
her
gonna
and
miss
Amber were supposed to fight over me. And then it got dialed back, and then I asked them to arm wrestle, and I thought they were game. And then Amber was like, no.
She knew she couldn't win against Kim. Is that what it was?
I mean, you said it. Amber's just gone real sweet on me.
Oh.
Real sweet. Whereas Kim was like, I think she'd like bite her ankles. I had a lot of faith in I have a lot of faith in Kim. She'd be small, but she's scrappy. That's how I see it. Amber, did you say when you get here? Because I know I asked you and you probably answered, and then I couldn't read your answer, but.
Let's see what she said. she said a little over 2 hours away, and she's traveling with Maria.
Maria. Who's Maria? This is exciting. I didn't know you were traveling with someone. Maybe that's why you're not fighting over me. Maria sounds very important to you. All right, what do you think? Should we add the yellow or should we just stay with this color, like the jewel tones? I mean, yellow can kind of be a jewel tone too. So we could do 3 bunches of this. Could do less. Let's see. Do you guys have any thoughts on this? Another vibrant color. And then in the meantime, let's just do, I mean, who doesn't love some bead grass? So let's add some bead grass to it. And there are several different colors. Can you tell me how much the bead grass is?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Because this is bead grass that is a pusher, which when bead grass isn't a pusher, it's so hard to work with. I think because the stems are usually very, very short. So you got to have the pushers. $6.95 and then 20% off. Don't know what it is, but it sounds good. And I'm glad you're liking it so far, Barbara. Thank you. And again, the more texture, it's just the more to look at, the more to process. And this bead grass has such a beautiful shade of green. Okay, it's got kind of that like liminess. It's got a very unique shape to it. So we don't need to use a ton. We just want to use enough that it has an impact. Any thoughts on the yellow?
Kim says, can we see the hooks on the back?
Yes. So the hooks are small, okay? So they're maybe like a little bit bigger than a dime. There's one here and here. So I would probably say I would tie something like a rope for it to hang on. Or you could do something like really cute and take like a long ribbon and it can hang from it. Obviously, I've made this into like a behemoth thing. But say you wanted to do a low hanging or a low floral arrangement up here, you could do it so that you could actually see the bow. That would look really pretty too. So there's a lot of different ways you could play this. But yes.
Barbara Walker says no yellow.
All right, Barbara Walker. What Barbara wants, Barbara, you get. Thank you for letting me know. I was on the fence myself, so sometimes it's good to have our friends give us their opinion. I do love this bead grass. I'm not gonna lie. I actually like it more than I thought it was gonna in this.
Oh, I like it too.
So pretty, right?
It really is.
All right, and then I think the last thing is gonna be to add some of this gypsum. This thing is a monster. And I'm not mad about it. All right, that's our gypsum. Again, this comes in so many different colors. It comes in a white that looks kind of like a lime, so I do love it. Trying to think of what the other colors are, because there's a bunch.
There's blue.
So this, yeah,
you got
this
the
is the blue, but there's a bunch. I can
There is a bunch. I think a lilac.
Yeah.
Let me look though. Let me tell you for sure.
Because these, even though this doesn't look like typical gypsum or baby's breath, I actually love it more. Okay, so I mean, it's almost like these little baby buds.
Green and fuchsia.
Green and fuchsia.
And that is that fuchsia or is that pink? I think that's fuchsia. So a light pink and
Ooh.
green.
Okay.
And then that and blue.
All right, so there's a bunch of different options. How much are these?
$2.95.
$2.95.
That's cheap.
Could I do the math on that? That would be 60 cents off. $2.40. Right?
I think so. Yeah.
$2.40 for a bunch of this. So there's 2, 4. There's 9 stems of these. $2.40. And again, very versatile. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we have done kits in the past, and we've done a bunch of designs in the past with like a white, not the cream, or maybe the cream does look white, and the lime is on the floor. Because the one on the floor looks limey. But there is a really beautiful white that we've used in the past. So people may already be familiar with it. So yes, this is gorgeous. I love the blue too. I think I just don't want to overdo the blue for what we're working with. Oh, well, see, this makes me so happy. I'm so humble. I love when I'm humble.
Gorgeous.
But no, it makes me feel cheerful.
Girl, we should set you up a better working space. Bless you.
I need to think projects through. I see something big and I'm like, that's a great idea. All right, so we're just gonna sprinkle this through. I love this stuff. $2.40. I am gonna buy this by the case. This stuff is great. I'm gonna put the color stuff in the back. So yes, for anybody who is out in this area, tomorrow is the live designing. I'm not much of a morning person, but we're going on first at 10. Me and my girl Ashley. She is a morning person. I think she paid them to have us go first, but I can't prove it. She's denied it. I've already accused her of it a few times. She will not come clean. So yes, and then tomorrow after the designing, we get to shop. So I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna be doing the shopping, because even if you're doing online orders, I believe that if you use our promo codes, my goal is to try and do your shopping with you, just like we did last time I was out here. And then we can like record it, and then you can see me shop for you. Because I thought that was really fun. Like if you're buying the kit and all that stuff, you can see me doing my schlepping for you. And then on Saturday, during the day, we're doing shopping here. And then at night is the gala, where you'll see everybody all dressed up, ready to party. I cannot wait. So yeah, let's see. Do we want to make any changes? So I have a couple of pieces that are a little long, so I just trim it. Let's see. This is why I'm also glad I didn't glue, because this thing has outgrown me, so it's much easier to make adjustments this way.
My phone light. Hope the light. I bet it popped. I bet it ended the live.
Did it?
On mine, yeah, it did.
Well, we're off and up anyways. Sorry.
I'll be daggone.
Watch your mouth, Tiffany. All right, guys, so here is our final design. So I was saying, when we're doing the in-store shopping, in addition, if people are doing online shopping and they use our promo codes and we pull their sheets, are we able to shop?
Okay.
And then, like, we can record their like us shopping for them.
Oh yes.
Like we did last time.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, fun. So yes, if you aren't able to make it and you want to see me schlep and sweat and do all those things for you, which you know I'm happy to do. I love to spend other people's money. You can use promo code CAR20. His mouse, rest in peace. Yes, and I'd be more than happy to do that. And also we'll be giving you some behind the scenes footage of the warehouse. I'm gonna take some video of the showroom here, because last time it was all Christmas. Now we're into some spring. I'm gonna see the ribbon aisle. They're gonna be doubling the ribbon aisle at some point soon. Not while we're here, but it's going to be amazing. And there's a very large ribbon order coming in the near future for Christmas, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rolls, so I can't wait. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I look forward to all the Derby fun we're gonna have this weekend, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.